Hello and welcome to Raj Sabha TV Watching India Fights Back with your host Rajat Kane. In this edition of show, we'll once again focus on the efficacy reports of the Covaxin, one of two indigenous vaccines that are being given in India for COVID-19. Now, this particular episode will discuss the efficacy of Covaxin vis-a-vis the COVID mutants or coronavirus mutants that we have seen of late. Now, according to interim results, the vaccine has an efficacy of 80.6%, nearly 81%. Now, this means that vaccine was able to bring down the number of symptomatic COVID-19 cases by nearly 81% in those vaccinated in the trial. Now, if we compare with other vaccines, the efficacy results are fairly encouraging. So, what does these results mean for a fight against COVID pandemic, especially in wake of new mutant? And of course, we cannot rule out, we cannot, of course, dismiss a slight rise in number of cases that we have seen a trend rather in last few weeks. Even the experts have warned against it. So there is no room for any complacency. To discuss further on this issue, we joined with a guest, Dr. Pragya Yadav. She is scientist from ICMR NIV Pune. Many thanks, Dr. Yadav, for joining us, and Dr. E. Venkata Rao, Principal Investigator, Covaxin. Many thanks, Dr. Rao, for joining us. Let me start with you, Dr. Pragya. Ma'am, let's first discuss threadbare the results that has come, clinical trial results that has come out for Covaxin, 81% efficacy. What does it mean?
Thank you, Rajat, for inviting me. And as it is announced that Bharat Biotech has reported around 81% interim efficacy for Covaxin, and its vaccine against the novel coronavirus also working as we have shown for the UK variant. And this is one of the largest human clinical trial in a phase 3 conducted in India. And Covaxin and Covishield, these are the two vaccines which is being utilized for immunizing in our country from January. And we have reached to a high number of the immunizing people around the country. And if we look at in this trial, around 25,800 volunteers across the country were taken, and they were given the vaccine and placebo in 1:1 ratio. And according to the interim results, the vaccine has an efficacy of 80.6%. And where the observation was that 40 out of 43 participants which got COVID-19 positive, 36 were from the placebo and 7 was from the Covaxin participant after the 2 weeks. So that give a very good confidence on this vaccine, because this vaccine, as WHO declared in the beginning, that if any vaccine has more than 50% efficacy, it should be used worldwide for the vaccination. And today's scenario, when everybody need during this pandemic this vaccine, and we have very few candidates around the world, and we are struggling with the variants attack now. Different kind of now tensions are increasing. The South African variant are there, then Brazil variant are there, and the UK variant. So these 3 variants has been introduced from December to now, and then people are worried about which vaccine is going to tolerate these variants and give the good efficacy. In this situation, when Bharat Biotech has come up with this good efficacy during the interim results, so I think at the final results, it will be definitely better than this. And with this, we are very hopeful that this vaccine will work against different variant and give a very good response to this disease.
Right. Many thanks, Dr. Pragya Yadav, for your opening remarks. I'll come back to you as we discuss other dimensions of the Covaxin report. Dr. Rao, let's just to continue as to what Dr. Pragya was saying in terms of the efficacy, and of course, like how forthcoming these results are if we actually take into consideration the mutants as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as on date, the data shows that Bharat Biotech's Covaxin has been able to evade the mutant strains. So that means we are protected, at least for the UK strain, it has already been proven. And the work is still going on about the other strains, whether it is effective or not. So definitely the issue in case of corona is that it's an RNA virus, and this virus has got the ability to go for an antigenic shift. That means as the time passes, the virus has to definitely try to sustain in the environment despite of the changes in the all the parameters which is operating. For example,
Right.
if we are maintaining social distance, if we are maintaining COVID appropriate behavior and all these things, in such a situation, definitely it's a fight between the human race as well as the virus, and the virus will try to evade the human activities. And if the people are getting vaccinated and more people are being immune to this, then the virus has got the potential to change its mutation. I mean, changes its behavior. Now, having considered that our chances are that this Covaxin has got a higher ability to protect because it's a whole virion vaccine. Whole virion vaccine has got a not specifically against any specific protein, multitude of proteins are available against which the body defenses are prepared.
Right, right, Dr. Rao. Many thanks for that perspective. Dr. Pragya, now as we are also discussing about the mutants, in this case, of course, like the UK mutant that has been fairly dominant, if you look at number of cases, is there a correlation that you find the new mutants and, of course, like the rise that we have seen in number of cases, positive cases in last few weeks?
So, Mr. Rizat, yes, you are very much right that suddenly the cases has been increased in our country, especially in a state like Maharashtra, Punjab, Haryana, Gujarat, MP and Delhi. And especially in Maharashtra, the cases has been surged recently and around 8,000, 9,000 cases are happening per day, which is actually is matter of the concern. But at the same time, we have to remember that I think somehow we are now the kind of tightness which we saw in social distancing, mask and other thing, it is reduced because of lower number of cases. People are getting relaxed, but we have to keep reminding them, even though we are vaccinating people, but the risk will be always there. After the immunization, when people have antibody, still they can transmit the virus by their nasal route because the antibody will not stop them getting at least virus to attack on their upper respiratory area. So the one thing, second, definitely some transmission has been increased in these states, and to investigate that, huge number of the sequencing is going on through the INSACOG, and I think soon we will know the reason for these high transmission. Moreover, I would like to also mention here that, especially for the co-vaccine, we tested this vaccine Sera against UK variant, and we did a plaque reduction neutralizing test, and we found that these comparable neutralization activity was shown in the vaccinated individual sera against the UK variant and two of the further strain of the COVID virus which is present in our country, and they have shown similar efficiency and that dispel the uncertainty of possible neutralization escape. We also have performed some animal studies to see how this UK variant affect the pathogenicity or virus-shedding nature of this virus in these animals. And we took two viruses, UK variant and D614G variant from the G clade, and we infected hamster, and we found that initially the body weight of UK variant infected these hamster was reduced in compared to D614G, and also the antibody response and cytokinetic response and histopathological changes in lungs were almost similar in both the strain. But what is interesting to see that the virus shedding pattern was higher in UK variant, and that could be a reason of high rate of transmission in human being as well if they are infected with UK variant. So this is interesting finding which we just noticed. And if we look at the different vaccines where people are working on different variant, most of the vaccine recorded that they can tolerate the UK variant, but some of the vaccines show very low efficacy with South Africa variant, and even a few of the vaccine company are now in a process to tweaking the vaccine. But in case of Covaxin, we feel that because it is a complete viral inactivated vaccine, so it should able to tolerate these minor mutation which is happening in the virus.
Right, right. Dr. Rao, so I mean, in terms of the property of virus, it mutates. This is of course like the fact, like any virus has its mutations. Even in coronavirus, it has its own strands and mutants. Now, as in the coming days, is there a possibility of seeing more mutants? And of course, then will any vaccine again would be studied in the drawing board as to okay whether it is efficacious towards this particular mutant or not? Dr. Rao?
Yeah. In our case, this mutant strains, we need to be very, very careful, and it would not be wrong on our part to predict that new mutants may be coming because this is the character of the virus as such. So new mutants are likely to come as in case of influenza, and in such cases also our effort should be on that whether the new vaccines which are available in the market, whether they are able to protect against these viruses or not. For example, now the South African strain, we have got some conclusion that there is some ability to protect is reduced. But
Right.
against other strains, as on today in India, the strains which are available, we are lucky enough that these strains are protected.
Right. Dr. Pragya, like as mutants aside and the efficacy of vaccine, given or comparing the Covaxin with other vaccines that has been tested for the efficacy, where do you place Covaxin? Of course, like there is other aspect of the debate, whereas seeing India as one of the powerhouses of pharmaceutical and vaccine industry. But here, in terms of pure science and as an expert, where do you place this efficacy results vis-a-vis other vaccines which has been tested for its efficacy?
So, Mr. Rajat, if we look at India, when this pandemic started in the beginning, we were very much worried because we were not sure what will be the status, how many cases will happen in the coming time. And moreover, in the beginning, we were not sure how we will get the vaccine because initially, first 2 months, India didn't have the cases, then we didn't have the virus. So it was a lot of challenge. But making indigenous vaccine without any international support, using the Indian technology, Indian scientists, Indian facility during the lockdown when things were not moving internationally and we could not get a lot of material which was needed. I think we have come across a very long way and very good successful vaccine,
Absolutely.
which is if we look at the data which we raised in hamster, which is very good protection, and the monkey data which we have published recently in Nature. In a single day, the paper has got more than 5,000 reads. The paper become very popular where we have shown it was such a good protection shown in a monkey using the vaccine that itself give a very high belief that vaccine will be very effective when we will use in the human being. Because even monkey is not so much susceptible to this virus as a human being. So if looking at this technology, totally Indian make, and we have come across in a huge number of doses, and now we are able to deliver not only to the country but also to the international other countries where many other countries who have vaccine but they are not able to give to rest of the world. So if we look at in that scenario, we are doing quite well and we have established ourselves as a very strong nation, and our political leadership has used this opportunity to help neighbor countries.
Right,
And
right, Dr. Yadav.
I think
Right,
we are
right.
at very, very good standing point
Okay.
as a country at the
Okay,
moment.
Dr. Yadav, right, right. I'll come back to you, Dr. Yadav. Dr. Rao, the efficacy of vaccine and of course its correlation with the hesitancy. Why I'm asking this question? Because in the first phase, when we started off vaccine, there was a massive hesitation, let's admit that. There were people who were hesitant in getting themselves vaccinated. But of course, picture has changed in second phase. The response has been pretty much better if we compare with few days or initial days of phase 1. Now with the efficacy results clocking 81% past, will that also help us in addressing the issue of hesitancy? Not just about Covaxin, but vaccination in general.
Yeah, definitely. The simple thing to this, the simple answer would be, now the initial days, the vaccine hesitancy that was prevailing among the healthcare community, actually it was not justified. Basically, there are two things what we have to look for. In the initial stages, when a single individual is taking a vaccine, he or she would not be looking at the efficacy per se. He or she would be looking at the safety. And the safety was proven beyond doubt during the phase 1 and 2. Now,
Right.
during phase 3, when 25,800 subjects have been given the vaccination, at least half of them have received the test dose, and
Yeah.
it was found to be safe. Now, efficacy was more important for the government functionaries. On the contrary, hesitancy was created probably because of media or whatever may be the reason. Now,
Absolutely. There was
having considered
misinformation.
that,
Yeah, I agree
yeah,
with you. There was a lot of
having considered,
misinformation on
yeah,
social media, on several other
absolutely.
hearsay, of course. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Now, having considered that now 81%, all the people who were not knowing the meaning of efficacy, still for them also it is very safe. Now they will think that basically what happens is a efficacious vaccine is available, then the amount of infrastructure, money and manpower what is being pumped in by our government, it goes into a proper use. Now we have anything more than 50% is considered as good vaccine to roll out, and we have 81% during the interim results. So that
Right.
indicates that yes, this is hesitancy also it will address.
Certainly. So as we have these two experts here, Dr. Rao and Dr. Yadav, they are here. And so this is what we keep telling our viewers through the show, that please listen to experts. Don't listen to hearsay. Don't listen to any other message forwards which is not verified. So these are the experts. Please listen very carefully what they're saying about the vaccine, about its efficacy, and of course, like how safe these vaccines are. Dr. Pragya, again, I just want to reiterate same question that I asked Dr. Rao. Like in terms of the results of the Covaxin clocking 81%, how this will also boost confidence in terms of tackling the hesitation, if any, exists even now.
Yes, surely it will actually enhance the vaccination program, and people should look forward for vaccination, because in spite of all the publication and data, people kept asking this question: how much is the efficacy? So I think this answer will be definitely a big relief for the normal person who, because they never heard this efficacy word, and suddenly because experts started this question in the newspaper, so everybody, even normal people, started asking, and we used to laugh like everybody is worried about the efficacy when we are running out of the vaccine. So I think this will definitely help this one of the puzzle which was going in the mind of every Indian and even abroad, and that will build more confidence in our vaccination program, and that should help in cutting down these cases and transmission. But at the same time, Mr. Rajat, we have to keep reminding these people that we have to still keep following the social distancing, mask
Absolutely.
and mask
Absolutely.
practices. Otherwise, even though if we vaccinate and people don't follow these practices, we are going to fail. So we have to keep doing this till the last case of the COVID is disappear from our country. That's what the message from my side as
Right.
an expert. And
Right.
thank you very
So,
much.
so all of us, all of those who are seeing the show, watching the show on any sort of platform, please remember these are the experts. They're calling out, saying the pandemic is not over yet. We have to still maintain the COVID appropriate behavior. So please keep following that. Dr. Rao, one question that we often get to confront, or pretty often, like we get to hear the question is, the ones who already have been affected or who have been tested positive and recovered from the COVID virus, say prior to coming of mutant, are they still prone to these new mutant of COVID?
Yes, definitely they are more, I mean, definitely they are prone to these new mutants, because that's how the virus is changing or trying its sustainability. So in that case, it is essential that even those people who have recovered from the vaccination, I mean, from COVID condition, they also need to be vaccinated, for the simple reason that their infection level, how much of antibody titer or the protection level has been generated, they are not sure. So a vaccine, when it is given, definitely gives us a measurable response, which is required for protection. And the vaccine is likely to protect against the new mutants also, as the science is being revealed day by day.
So there we have these experts just taking us and elucidating on this important aspect of Covaxin, its efficacy, and of course, like how this new mutant, the issue regarding new mutant can be addressed. That's just as we go to the close, Dr. Pragya, like in terms of our vaccination program and the numbers that we have seen, the spike in last few weeks. I mean, are you satisfied with the number of, the number of people we have vaccinated so far?
Yes, I think this was the biggest drive in the world where we have immunized such a huge number in such a short time. So I think it was a great effort by state health and central government and all the people who are involved. And we really thank them for all the hard work putting toward this immunization program. But definitely now the elder programs is also started and people should participate. But at the same time, they have to have the patience while they are going to these booths, and they should not go in a big crowd, try to sabotage the areas which happening in some places. So it's it's a request to all of the people that we have to civilize when we are going to these centers for immunization program, because if we gather a big mass and try to impose the ideas of getting immediate vaccination, it will not work. There is a system being made, and we have to follow the system so that it can run smoothly and everybody can get vaccine on time. So that's what we look forward for, is safe, because we have to save. If there is a lot of crowding is there, so again people will get infected at the booth side where the vaccination is going on. So these things we have to take precautionary measures when we are going there.
Dr. Rao, in terms of vaccination, the number of vaccination that we are seeing, of course, like results have been encouraging so far. Is the medical fraternity or the experts looking at a certain threshold of vaccinating a particular percentage number of population, or I mean, per you, in your personal view, you want the last person to be vaccinated?
Definitely, as a public health perspective, we need to have at least 60 to 70% of the people who has to be protected or immune to contracting the disease, whether through natural infection or through vaccination. Either of that, we need to have at least 60 to 70% so that the transmission chain can be broken down, so that the risk will be reduced. But as an individual perspective, every single individual would definitely like to be protected against the corona, such a deadly diseases.
Right. Dr. Yadav, your opinion on that? I mean, certainly, so do we need like to vaccinate every Indian, or there is a threshold of numbers that you're looking at, certain percentage of population should at least be achieved in terms of generating a mass immunity?
So immunizing everybody will be really difficult task. So I agree with this, sir. If we can reach to a threshold, that should be taken care of all the cases at some point.
Right. So there we have these experts with us, Dr. Pragya Yadav and Dr. Rao. Many thanks for joining us, sir. Certainly, I mean, this is what the experts are saying in terms of the efficacy of the vaccine and how it's important to listen to the experts, and of course, how it's also important to keep following the COVID-appropriate behavior, because pandemic is not over yet. Well, that's it in this edition of India Fights Back. Stay tuned. Keep watching Rajya Sabha TV. Thank you. Goodbye.